Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Marco. Marco was very restless. His mind was always full of thoughts. All day long, different ideas came and went, and these thoughts made him feel uneasy and exhausted. He constantly felt regret about his past and worried endlessly about the future. Because of these racing thoughts, his mind was like a storm. He couldn't feel calm, couldn't sleep well, and had even forgotten how to smile. One day, Marco heard about a distant village in the hills. People said that a wise old man lived there. That man used to be a renowned psychologist in the city. He had helped countless people in his life and had taught them how to find inner peace. Now he was retired. He had left the busy life of the city and started living in a quiet village close to nature. Occasionally, he still gave advice to visitors. Marco became curious and hopeful. He decided that he must go and meet this wise man. He thought, maybe he can help me find the peace I'm searching for. After several days of a long and tiring journey, Marco finally reached the village in the hills. When he arrived, he saw a small cottage covered with vines and flowers. On the porch, the old man was sitting in meditation. His eyes were closed, and his face radiated tranquility. Marco approached him and said softly, "Sir, my mind is very restless. I cannot stop these endless thoughts. I desperately want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes and gave a gentle smile. He said, "So you seek peace? Then come with me. I have a simple task for you." He led Marco to his small garden. Then he filled a glass with water, completely full to the brim. The glass was so full that even the slightest movement would make the water spill over. He handed the glass to Marco and said, "Walk from here to the edge of the village and then return. But remember, you must not spill even a single drop of water." Marco looked at him with surprise, but he was determined to try, so he accepted the challenge. He held the glass with both hands and started walking. The road was narrow and lively. Some people were walking, others were running. Shopkeepers were calling out to customers, and dogs were barking loudly. But Marco didn't look around. His eyes remained fixed only on the glass. He walked slowly and deliberately, one careful step at a time. People glanced at him curiously, but no one disturbed him. Somehow, they sensed he was learning something important. Finally, Marco returned to the old man and said with relief, "Sir, I did it. I didn't spill even one drop of water."
The old man nodded with approval. Then he asked, "That's excellent, but tell me, did you notice the children playing by the roadside? Did you hear the music coming from the temple? Did you see the beautiful flowers in the market?" Marco looked puzzled and answered, "No, I didn't see or hear any of that. I was completely focused on the glass. The old man's smile deepened as he gently said, "That is the secret. The answer was always within you, but you didn't realize it. When your mind stays in the present moment, there is no room for fear, no confusion, and no unnecessary thoughts. You were only aware of the water in the glass. In that time, your mind became completely still. You weren't dwelling on the past. You weren't anxious about the future. You simply were, here, now." Slowly, understanding dawned on Marco. This was the peace he had been searching for all along. Peace isn't something we find outside ourselves. Peace is already within us when we fully embrace the present moment. Marco bowed his head respectfully and said softly, "Sir, now I understand. If I want to quiet my mind, I must anchor my attention in this moment. That is where true peace lives." The old man smiled warmly. The sun was setting, and golden light painted the sky. Birds were flying back to their nests, singing their evening songs. Marco began his journey home, but now he was not the same restless young man who had arrived days before. He had been transformed. He carried peace inside him, because now he understood the secret to calming the mind. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for watching. See you in the next story with new insights and powerful lessons. Until then, stay well and stay peaceful.